I'm Carl Jacob. I work technical support at JM Online.
Fantastic. So we have a blog post up that's about website security that's meant for business owners who didn't have the time to go to coding school, as you might expect. And so I thought we might just discuss a few of those things a little bit more in depth at a basic level, if that makes sense, doing both things. And so my first question is, what is a website? What makes one?
So a website is a lot of different things working together, but in the general term, it's what you're looking at when you go to anywhere on the internet. So it's the front-facing thing that you're looking at.
Okay, so when somebody punches in www.google.com or ketv.com or jmwebdesigns.com, then whatever the browser shows them is the web page.
Yes.
Okay. But like you said, there's a lot going on that what adds up to that, or it all works together, or give us just a little bit of a clue of what's going on that we don't see.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different layers going on to a website. There's the far back end, the actual server hardware hosting it. There is the software behind it, maybe what holds the database and what holds the files itself. There's the middle layer where it's like the programming language where everyone tells what stuff goes where. And then there's the front end, the actual visual design that you see.
Okay, and the front end is really the only thing that the user would see directly, even though all that other stuff matters a whole lot to whether a website appears or not, right?
Exactly. To the average consumer, the front part of the website's the only thing that matters.
Okay, right. So programming language and code has always been a part of websites. What is code?
So code is a string of text that the server and software knows how to interpret to do different things. So you can tell writing just in like a text file, hey, this image needs to go here and this text needs to go here. And then when it loads it up to the web server, it knows how to interpret those positioning and what's there.
Okay. And then that's sent to the browser?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so does the web server just like put it all together and then the browser just puts it up, or does the browser have to do some work too?
The browser does have to do a little bit of work. It's become a lot more unified nowadays, but it used to be that different browsers would treat things slightly differently.
Right.
So it's become a lot nicer nowadays. Usually every browser treats everything the same.
Right, except for the early days of like 5 million different versions of Internet Explorer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And when we're talking about browsers, we're talking about because that's going to be something that users are familiar with. Directly. We're talking about like Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox and things like that, right?
Yep. So Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, Safari.
Yeah. Okay, great. What is a server?
So a server is a collection of software and operating system on the physical hardware. So a server could mean the actual like physical hardware that it's on, and it also means the operating system and software that is hosting the files and data.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about because I think most people still think of computers in very physical terms, right? So a server is literally a computer that's running to...
It's very similar. It has almost all the same parts, just in different formats and in different use cases. So you'll see, a typical computer nowadays has something like 8 gigabytes of RAM. You'll see servers go from 32 to 256 gigabytes of RAM just because it uses it differently, and it's been doing that for years.
Right. Because it's doing a lot more work than anybody's computer at home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll see a lot of server boards actually have 2 processor ports. So you put 2 different processors there.
Right.
They can hold many, many, many times more hardware, so many hard drives for storage servers or different add-ons you can do. Typically, you'll see excessive networking cards in there that you won't see on a typical computer, but all of the hardware is pretty similar.
Okay. So what is all the extra work that servers are doing?
So they're taking all of the traffic from not just you, but possibly hundreds of thousands of other people, depending on the website, and then doing that all efficiently to serve the content to everyone.
Okay, and when we're talking about traffic, this is everybody in the world sitting at their browser and punching in, www.jmwebdesigns.com because
And then,
we get everybody in the world's traffic. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then also any activity on the website. So anytime someone goes to a different page or they do any kind of resource on the website, that essentially treats it as a new hit on the server.
Okay, so we've got the website. We understand that. We understand a little bit about the code, browser, and its server, like as a physical computer. So what is it that is on the server that gives us a website?
So one of the most popular packages nowadays is WordPress, which is a CMS or a content management system. There are many others, but it allows you to have a framework where you can put in all of your content or data and display it to people in a way that they recognize.
Okay. And so that is software that's running on the server, basically a computer program running on a computer that puts together a website when it's requested.
Yep.
Okay. And why is WordPress, so like JM works almost exclusively in WordPress websites. Why is that?
WordPress right now is just the most popular and the most well-supported CMS software, especially for small businesses.
Gotcha. Okay. Are there security issues?
There's always security issues with everything you're doing online. But that's one of the things that we offer, and one of the things that we do is just making sure that everything stays up to date. So anytime a new security issue comes out, we're trying to be on top of it.
Gotcha. Okay, so keeping WordPress and everything going on with WordPress up to date is one of those really important things to security. Is that all we have to worry about? Is there security issues to be concerned about with the server or with the code or anything like that?
Yep, as we mentioned before, every website works in layers from the server to the software to the website. And every single layer has some type of security issue that you have to be conscious of.
Okay, and we can help at JM with many, if not all, of those layers, right?
Yep, pretty much every layer from assisting with keeping a website up to date, so any kind of new vulnerabilities that come out we're aware of. We also do server hosting, so we do manage firewall and antivirus and file scanning all on the server as well. We also do domain hosting, so we're aware of any kind of like domain spoofing attempts or email spoofing attempts. We try to stay on top of everything at every level.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Carl.
I'm glad that I could help.